Where there is secret ballot, don't trust the Ugandan Electoral Commission.
I read a bit of satire in your argument. I read a bit of satire in
No, because these ones of lining up, people really decided who they wanted. Those were village issues. If we had secret ballots, the Electoral Commission would be given a preferred list.
Honorable Otto, you've been through a number of elections. How will this one go down in the annals of history?
Actually, all the elections I've gone through when Justice Byamukama has been the chairman of the Electoral Commission, I've lost all of them. I've lost all of them. So I'm now in prayers that maybe he leaves the office before or I leave the profession. And most of my losses are attributed to the Electoral Commission. The last one, the difference was 26 votes. The chairman did not train their staffs well. The law calls for mandatory recount. I raised my hands before the results were declared that please recount. They refused. I lost 26 votes. The previous one, the MP had not resigned. I even wrote to them that this one has been drawing salary. The Electoral Commission turned a blind eye. But life has to continue. I only hope we live long enough to see the verdict history will give. But be it as may, this LC election was a success, in my opinion. To have elections in 71,000 villages is a very ambitious project. It's a very ambitious project that, to that extent, we should try to give credit to the Electoral Commission where it is due. That is my honest opinion. But you see, if you live out of Uganda for long, like some of us did, there are 4 things that Uganda is recognized worldwide for. 1, Idi Amin. Actually, Idi Amin has marketed Uganda more than anything else. 2 is the Nile, the River Nile. 3, the local council elections. The LC system, the whole world is interested in understanding. And 4, our fight on HIV/AIDS. That we defied global statistics. Uganda was like a success story. But for me, as a political philosopher, what is of interest to me is not whether the elections were successful or not, but is Uganda ready for direct democracy? Are we ready for a situation where I have to line up behind someone? I've seen people getting 0 votes. I've seen some man getting no vote, and yet he was nominated by 2 people. How do you explain that? I have seen situations of a man alone, even his wife was even not there to line up behind him. It means direct democracy is failing. And for your information, NRA got 91% of all the electoral votes in the LC system. So that means there is either loyalty to the party or there is fear of not lining up behind a party candidate. Someone needs to do a research to find out. Because some people say if you are NRM and you are seen not lining behind NRM, you will be reprimanded. This brings me, Honorable Lumumba, to the debate we had around 2005. And I think history has exonerated President Museveni. Those of you who care to keep history. President Museveni was not agreeing when Parliament was ready for multipartism. He was not agreeing for us to allow multipartism to go up to LC1 level. Then he was at the opinion that multipartism or political parties should start surfacing at LC3 level. Because why would I go and vote for LC1 because someone is movement? And the moment you are seen not voting for someone in the NRM, you may not be recommended for PDM. You may not be recommended for. So I think we made a mistake as Parliament and also as the Electoral Commission to allow this multipartism trickle down up to LC1 level, LC Secretary Defense, Secretary Women Affairs. And my friend Musisi, you are putting on a very big shoes of replacing Semuju Ibrahim. I would... Yes, you're serving your own term. I would challenge you that this Parliament needs to start debating whether really we should have the multi-party system at the LC1 level. For me, in my opinion, it is absolutely not necessary. Even those in the opposition and independent people who have voted were voted because of individual merit. They were not voted because they were leaning to a particular party. But majority of those in the NRM who were voted because of loyalty to the party. Loyalty to the party took a more center stage above and beyond individual merit.
Honorable Otto, I find it rather odd when you say this election was a success. Are you sweeping all the mishaps and the level of disorganization, the haste? Did you ever see any kind of civic or voter education taking place?
You see, if I were Justice Biamokama, I would even organize the election region by region because it was too ambitious to try to attack the whole country at a go. It's absolutely very ambitious. I can't even believe that the exercise has ended. So in my honest opinion, people have elected their LCs. My village in Upolachen elected LC. People are happy. I've been getting correspondences from all other areas. People are happy.
Do you support the idea of queuing behind a candidate?
In the circumstance, if you are to spend 56 billion to get ballot papers, secret ballot for LCs, these people of the Electoral Commission are specialists in rigging secret ballots. So even for Parliament, we may have to resort to lining up. Because where there is secret ballot, don't trust the Ugandan Electoral Commission. This one's on lining up.
I read a bit of satire in your argument. I read a bit of satire in
No, because these ones of lining up, people really decided who they wanted. Those were village issues. If we had secret ballots, the Electoral Commission would be given a preferred list, the way they were given in the last Parliament, that we don't want this one back, we don't want this one back. Actually, the Electoral Commission aided the ruling NRM party to get rid of opposition out of Parliament. And this one, I want it to be on record that this would be the worst Electoral Commission Uganda has ever had in its history. That is my opinion.
To what extent does this election define Uganda's electoral future, the trajectory of Uganda's electoral politics?
I think the Ugandan electoral politics is fast changing. During the UPC days, the state would reach for the ruling party. Then along the way, Ugandans have evolved where the ruling party reach for individuals. Now we have even evolved further where the Electoral Commission reaches for certain individuals the ruling party is interested in. So the trajectory is worrying. And this comes back to Honorable Lumumba, Minister of National Guidance, and my good friend Muhoozi. We really need concrete legislation on these LC elections. Yeah. Because Justice Biamokama is at the receiving end of all the blames, even when there are severe planning difficulties. For example,
where are the lapses?
I was in the appointments committee for 10 years. Justice Kanyahamba was appearing before us, and he raised one poignant question. He said that he went to his village. He was summoned to his village. This is a judge of the Supreme Court. He was summoned to his village over a land dispute with the neighbor before LC1. So he raised a preliminary objection that the chairman LC1 is a relative of the other party. And guess what the chairman answered? That if I don't stand for my relatives, who else will? So the problems are bigger. The problem to me is not the elections, but what the elections is to produce. And now, my good friend Solo, you as an LC, you can be earning up to about 20 million a month because most people are buying land.
But isn't it 10,000?
No, they have even changed to 10%. So another thing, Minister of National Guidance, we need to regulate the LC pay. Because the LC in Muyenga would sell a land for $3 million US, and these days they ask for between 5 to 10%. That means the LC would get up to about 150 million. It is illegal, but they are getting it. If not, the LC will not sign. Now, an LC from my village in Upolachen, they give them 2,000 shillings and some cups of sorghum in appreciation for the job well done. And yet, as a lawyer, they are very important in legitimizing transactions. So the minister, before the stamps are issued to LC1s, I think we need to start synchronizing how their pay would be. Because as of now,
you saw how
it is
much
a better
candidates invested.
It is a better business to be LC1 of Muyenga than MP. Because you can get up to 150 million a week, depending on the land sales.
The best in this country is Kisenyi.
Yeah, even in Kisenyi.
That is the best.
You know?
Yeah.
And this worries me because we are now seeing more people coming into the LC system. They are looking at the money. And I was praying to my God that the elderly people should win the LC ones. Because the young generation, this one was born in 2001, they are more of transactional.
But even the elders have become crafty. You find an old man.
You see, I'm sorry.
I'll come to you. Mr. Tweheyu, you seem to be very comfortable with the country's electoral journey. Yet we are doing elections in a very shabby manner where you say in 3 months, you declare in April that in June, July, we'll have an LC election.
I'm not so comfortable as you'd like to say, because there are a number of gaps that need to be closed. The comfort I have is that for us as a party, we have done the best to prepare for the elections, even before the Justice Byabakama team announces. And this is what it should be. You people, those who want to stand for positions, should also take responsibility to encourage their people to make sure that they, first of all, learn, but they also teach their own people the process of elections. It is not, as Justice Byabakama says, it is not the day of elections that matter most. It is actually the process, the starting of the process, the making of the register, the checking of the register, the mobilization of our own people, and subsequently, the vote protection of our own people, if it is for the ballot paper. For cities and towns, they count themselves a little more lucky because they had the voter slips. And those were also working as a safety for those who were electing and those who were being elected. So if you convince your people, if you went and organized yourself to make sure that your people are registered, then you would count on the voter slips and get to go. But if you didn't go there and you just waited and said, okay, they know me, therefore I should go there, you would really end up the way you ended when you were trying to campaign to come to parliament. You lost several times because you would be here at the station, people would look at you and they say, oh, this is the man. And I want to believe that all those people who didn't vote you knew you in person. Yet, they could not vote you because there are social dynamics which go beyond the simple appearance and voting. So people must learn what is expected of their communities. People must first organize the problems and actually the interests of their own people.
Thank you. So we're taking a break, but you're in the driving seat, and the general feeling out there is that you've raised the bar of LC1 chairperson, someone who is at PhD level vying for a small seat. What should the country expect that is unique from Bachaime Betumanyi?
First of all, I'll never sit next to you on this table again. I think I'll sit there. Why? Because every time you're going for a break, I don't get enough
I'm surprised
time to articulate my
you're
issues.
Protesting.
Yeah, because you don't give me enough time. But let me just speak about 3 things real quick, Simon, if I may. The first thing, Honorable Justice Byabakama, I need you to take this thing very seriously. The issue of registering people who do not stay in the village. Yeah. Lutete A in Kasangati, they locked people out. They brought people who do not come from the village. People did not vote. The other people are supposed to vote in the village. They were not there. Now, what is my suggestion of curing this issue? Because it keeps coming back, and that's how votes are rigged. I've told you, vote rigging doesn't happen on the polling day. It happens during the registration exercise. This is my proposal. I grew up with my grandfather, who was an LC1 chairperson. And I'm happy that now I'm taking over.
His grandfather's shoes.
Now,
hereditary.
Museveni used to give people village IDs. And I insist, village IDs to identify you. When the police arrest you in the night walking, they'll say, who are you? Now, when you bring out a national ID that shows that you are from Entebbe,
or you're registered in Entebbe.
In Entebbe, but you're in Bamta Kude, they'll start to raise issues. So when they're registering the national, for the voters register, present your ID, but also present your village ID. In my view, that would sort this issue
And then
out.
we have to look at the legal framework.
Yeah, we can then ask Kasule Lumumba and Owechitibwa Musi to think about
The legalities.
the legalities of that. That is my first proposal.
Well, yeah.
The second thing,
You're now chairman.
Simon, now that I'm chairman, these are the other things that I think I want to do. You see, the problem with what the Honorable Odonga Otto said, chairman receive 100 million. So Odonga Otto was in parliament for over 10 years. Ask him how much he was earning. They would be increasing his money for vehicles. Up to now, MPs earn 300 million shillings per vehicle. Do you know what they've given to LC1 chairman? A bicycle.
Bakagari. You have it already.
Simply, I've not got it yet.
And you're ready to ride.
But I'm going to write. But I think people need to recognize that LC1 chairman is not a job.
Yeah.
It's a service.
Yeah.
The people who take the LC1 chairmanship as a job end up stealing from the people
Selling people's land.
and selling people's land and doing all the things that they want to do because they want to benefit from it.
Yeah.
What do I want to do for the people of Bamtakudi real quick? I think first of all, we are going to do a village voter count to understand how many people are in my village. I'm taking my staff for a retreat, a 3 days retreat to do a strategic plan for my village. Yeah. Listen, I manage organizations. Systems work in the organizations I work for. So why not
I think you're being ambitious.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. This is where we're getting it wrong. So we think that the LC system should just be managed with, that ambiguity. No, the reason why I'm coming to this village is because I have gotten the expertise and the experience, and I've seen systems work to improve organizations and companies. Why not bring those systems to my village? So I've told you, Simon, we're going for a 3-day retreat. We're going to do a strategic plan for the village, a 5-year strategic plan. We're going to do a work plan.
You have
And
already
a work
appointed
plan.
your team.
Yes, because it's done on that day.
Who among them is a relative?
No one. But let me finish. You're disrupting me.
Okay.
So we're going to do a work plan, an annual work plan, Simon, for the village. Now, once we finish our annual work plan, we're going to do an annual budget. And we're going to look at how to resource mobilize for the village, within and without. Simon, I'm networked. I'll call Justice Biabakama to say, I need a well. Can you support? I'll go to the parish and follow up the money from the parish development model to my village. What I bring to my village are systems, structures that have worked elsewhere that are needed to work in my village to transform my village.
I think it should be political.
No,
enough.
it's not politics. No, forget about the politics. Systems work here. Systems work in organizations. Systems work in government. Why wouldn't systems work at the village level? Because you have reduced the LCs to just be irrelevant, drunkards, school dropouts. It shouldn't be that. We must build our nation a village at a time by setting systems that work to serve our people better. That's what it's about.
So you should collect the politics.
We're going to, I'm telling you, watch me. And watch me and listen to me closely. Let me go on record. Let me go on record, Simon.
At the national level.
Let me go.
At the national
let
level.
me go on record. Simon, we are going to transform Bamtakude village to be a model village that proves that when we put the right people in the right places and set up systems that work, that villages can be transformed. In fact, I've started already talking to my fellow LCs that went, LC1 chairman that went through. We are going to do a national association of LC1 chairmen.
Can I come and settle in Bamtakude?
Please come. We are going to do a national association of LC1 chairmen. And I'm going to first of all ask that I be the lead. Because the mayors have that.
Well, we are taking a very short break. But Solomon, Justice Biabakama wants to settle in your area. Will he give you 10%?